Hi, welcome to Highly Social. I'm your host, Mike Eaton. This podcast is brought to you by Golden Cricket Protein Bars. Golden Cricket utilizes the most sustainable source on the planet, crickets. Yes, the insects, and comes in one delicious flavor of peanut butter chocolate banana. You've heard me talk about it because I love it so much. Why crickets? Well, they're 65% protein by weight, and they have the most nutrients and use less water to produce than literally any other protein source. Go to goldencricket.com and use promo code EATON for 10% off. Also, check out Joker Designs, Jokr Designs. They make the best bongs in the world. It's American-made glass, and they have just started doing the individual pieces, so you can buy the beaker bottom, the honeycomb perk, and the straight tube top individually, or you can get yourself a whole bong. Christmas is coming up. There's no better gift to give than the gift of smoking out of nice glass. With all of that out of the way, I'd like to welcome our guest. It's the wonderful Galyn Nash. You have to talk.
Oh, I thought they were going to pump in crowd noise.
No. Does this look like there's a crowd noise pumping?
I don't know, dude. It's a pretty legit setup. We're on a field right now.
It is. Yeah, we are on the field right now. I thought that would make you feel more comfortable being around sports things because you like men. Because you're gay, Lynn. We were talking about, so you have a joke about your name being Galyn, of course.
Yeah, of course.
You have to. I'm fat. I'm eating. I get it. We're both there. Do you not think that Galyn sounds more like a trailer park name for like a meth girl?
No.
Like Crystal Metheny and her sister Galyn?
My mom said she found it in a baby book. Like, for real.
That's so funny.
Actually, did you know Eric and Lyle Menendez?
Sure.
Do you know what Eric Menendez's middle... Do you actually know who they are?
No.
The two dudes that, like, murdered their parents.
Oh, the ones that got caught at the Lakers game?
Yeah. And they're in the background of that baseball card or basketball card or whatever.
Yeah.
And they were, they bought Ferraris and all that shit.
Yeah.
Eric's middle name is Galyn. No bullshit. Yeah.
So your mom was like, I wonder if I could get killed by my son.
I can't afford a shotgun.
I have wanted to have you on for weeks. And
It's been longer than weeks.
yeah, well,
It's been our whole lives.
Yeah. This is episode 17. The fuck? Or 16. This will be 16. No, but I went to feature for you in Harrisburg, Pennsylvania.
Which is great. Everybody there is legal age. It's awesome.
Yeah, that's a weird thing to start off with.
Oh, we weren't going to tell that story? All right.
Now we're definitely telling the story. But also, we have to talk about, first off, what airline did we fly into Newark, New Jersey on?
I don't remember.
It was Spirit, Galyn. I'll remind you, it was Spirit. And do you remember what happened on that flight?
Yeah, you got upgraded.
No, I paid for an upgrade on the way back. On the way there,
It's legal terms.
I paid $100 to have a bag.
Okay, well, I didn't think you were going to bring a fucking bag. I just brought a suitcase. If everything fit, why don't you be more like me?
Well, also, so the cool part is for Spirit, this is privilege you don't even realize you have. You fit in those seats.
Have you ever been on a bus? It's just like bus seats.
No, it's not.
What?
I would rather be on a bus than a Spirit flight.
It's just an Airbus.
It's not an Airbus.
I think it's actually called an Airbus.
No, because people think higher of themselves for being in the air. They're like, I'm going somewhere. I deserve to be respected. I'm on a plane.
Don't do the Spirit accent, bro.
Anyone that rides Spirit talks. When I get on a Spirit plane, I talk like that.
You code switch?
But yeah, for sure. But so we flew into Newark and then drove into New York.
Well, so here's the thing. I thought Newark was New York. I don't know the difference.
Yep.
It was only like 30 minutes away. It doesn't matter.
Sure. So we land, and you're like, and I'm like, hey, Galyn, what kind of rental car do we have? What company did you rent a car from us that we could go pick up? And you said, no, I'm just going to do it when we get there.
Well, that's what they're for.
I'm like, what are you talking about? You're like, oh, just when we get down to the rental car counter, we'll just rent one there. It's like, dog, what? So then I made you rent one on your phone. Thank God, because it was like the last fucking one. But we end up driving, and then we're driving into the city.
Well, what happened when we were at the rental car place?
Oh, yeah. Well, you tell some of the story. You were there, fucker.
I actually don't really remember.
You don't remember?
Well, dude, all I remember is that you were being super impatient, and the guy was being really nice, and you were being mean. And then, not to the guy, but to me. And then you were like, hurry the fuck up, stop asking this guy questions and shit. And I was like, I have questions. I don't know where I'm supposed to return the car. It was my first time.
Bro.
It was my first time ever renting a car,
I
dude.
know, and you were so bad at it.
What are you talking about?
Yeah, so, anybody
the
that's
car.
ever rented a car, when you rent a car, what do you need? the keys, and then to get the fuck out of there. That's what you're renting. It's a car, dog. Oh, do I need to return it with the gas? No fucking shit, Sherlock.
I didn't
Where do I
ask
return
that.
it? There's 800 fucking signs that say rental car return with big arrows for all the fucking retards they let rent the cars. Oh, do I need insurance? No, I don't need insurance, because even if I pay you the fucking extra $70 a day and I get in any kind of minor inconvenience, you're going to make my life a living hell trying to get that insurance to work. So no, I don't need that insurance. Also, I'll just rent it on my Amex that already has insurance built in through it. Take my card. Let's get the car. Let's get the fuck out of New Jersey. I need to be on a show in Bushwick. And you're like, well, what is the difference in gas prices if you fill it up versus if I fill it up?
No, we were arguing with the guy about the tolls, which I weren't going to pay anyway.
Oh, that fucking guy.
'Cause he wanted us to
you can get the toll tag. You could pay me $20 a day for the toll tag, or you can get the downgraded toll tag. It's $10 a day. Or if you want to, you can pay $150 up front. That covers all your tolls. That includes PA. That includes Jersey. That's everywhere. And you're like, well, I'm driving to New York. And he's, well, you're going to want to get the $20 a day toll pass. You're like, fuck that.
It ended up being just $40 that I'm not going to pay anyway.
It was, no, it's already paid. It's already on my credit card.
What do you mean? No, they sent me the thing with a link on how to go pay the tolls.
Oh,
remember?
amazing.
Because we selected that option of like, oh, we'll pay it.
No, I don't
on our own.
remember because I was ready to get the fuck out of there. Anyway, so we leave. Finally, the guy gives you keys. And it's like, let's walk you out to your car. And we're walking out to the car, and then we go out there, and there's no car in the spot. So then we turn around to go get the guy, and he's talking to someone else. And the guy looks like just a very typical white dude, but he's speaking in Israeli. So he's like, blah, 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 blah. And you said out loud to me, where other people could hear, whoa, I didn't know white people could talk like that. And some old lady smoking a cigarette outside is like, and you. So that guy was talking all crazy, and then we're walking with the dude like, hey, we need to go. Where's our fucking car? And we're walking with him and the other dude, and that guy goes, oh, where are you from? And you're like, we're, flying. I'm from Orange County, 713 or whatever. You're
It's the 714, bro.
whatever, doesn't matter. You're fucking claiming your area code.
Get the tattoo.
And then he goes, I'm here from Ukraine. And I was like, oh, and you go, damn, dog. So you're like getting weapons and shit?
I don't think he understood what we were even talking about.
He 100% understood.
I don't even think that shit's real, bro.
Okay.
That's
But
just
so we
Twitter.
get the fucking car. We finally get to the car. The first place we stop to eat is McDonald's, which should be a sin.
It was.
And then we drive into New York. We have to drive through all the tunnels and bridges and everything. And we're finally into New York City. And we're making it into Manhattan. And we're going through this big, very beautiful roundabout. And there's tons of traffic. And we're in bumper-to-bumper New York traffic. And you have the windows down. I'm pretty sure you're playing fucking New York by Jay-Z or whatever.
No.
And, no, we played No Sleep Till Brooklyn.
Yes.
That was good. I approve that. But then there's a guy just out on the streets walking crazy with one AirPod in, going blah, 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 blah. And he walks kind of close to you.
He almost steps right in front of the car.
And you go, hey, watch where you're going, you dumb motherfucker. Galyn, he'll kill you.
I'm in New York, though. That's what they do.
You yelled at him so
Hey.
mean, and then you turn over to me and you're like, ah.
I did it.
That whole trip to New York was so much fun because I went to New York for the first time when I was like a kid, and I went on like family vacations and
Right.
like, Macy's Day Parade and all the touristy stuff, and so like I had seen all of that and like
But had 9/11 already happened?
yeah, I went after. I saw like the memorial when it was first like happening. I've been a bunch of times, and so then this time, it was my first time to go there for comedy, so I was super excited, but I forgot how exciting New York City is to people who haven't been there before.
Dude, straight up, like all I know about New York is literally songs, movies, Elf. Like Elf. Like, dude, that's all I fucking know. I wanted to eat gum off the fucking...
Literally every single thing you saw, you would point out what movie it was from. You're like, dog, this is from Spider-Man 2. Like,
He didn't even
bro,
show
this
up.
is the Empire State Building from Elf.
Dude, it wasn't even the right one.
Yes, it was. You're still so dumb about this. I pulled it up on Google Maps and showed you that it said Empire State Building.
That's not the right one. That's not the one in the movies, bro. I swear. It's the one with the silver one. And the King Kong didn't climb that fucking building, bro. But in the movie, they said it was the Empire State Building. It's not. It's not, dude.
King Kong didn't climb that building.
Well, they said it was.
Yeah, he's a fake monkey, you retard.
Okay, but in the movie, he was real. He didn't climb a fucking brown ass building. That building was boring. It was not the Empire. That was not my Empire State Building.
That's so funny.
I've thought about that a lot.
Yeah,
that fake ass Empire State Building,
dude. Well, so,
like I swear to God, if I were to like hijack a plane out of some airport and I were to fly it into the Empire State Building, I would have just flown it into the wrong one.
Yeah,
because movies are just misleading.
That's so funny that's what you take away from that. I would have done terrorism wrong because the building's ugly.
They should have built it better.
Bro, so we make it to the show in Bushwick.
Total shithole.
Well, it wasn't that bad, but a couple of the comics that went up were... You remember that person? There was someone that went up that was painfully bad.
There was an old guy that went up that was terrible, but he did have one joke that I really fucking liked. Mm-hmm. I don't remember what it was at all, but I did enjoy it.
Yeah, but there was a couple of people, but there were a couple of them that were very good. But it was a very fun show.
There was a chick there that I would have fucked.
Of course. But so we leave there, and then we go meet up with Scott Hall.
Yes.
At
his apartment. No, just kidding. At the Cellar.
Yeah, we went to the Cellar. What's the name of the bar upstairs?
The Olive Tree.
Yeah, I think it's something like that.
Olive something. Olive.
I swear to God, it's got olive in it.
Yeah.
But so we meet up with him there, and we hang out, and then we go and watch the show. The show was fucking incredible. Everybody fucking murdered.
I thought half those comics were weak as hell.
Yeah, you're retarded.
I was not impressed.
They were all destroying. Attell finished it out. We got you leave before me, and then you get to walk up the stairs back into the bar.
Because I'm cool like that.
And then I'm like, hey, can I go back up to the bar? I'm a comic. And the guy goes, nah, everybody goes this way. It makes me leave out the front door. And now he's dead.
He did die.
He did die. So maybe if you're a door guy out there and you're watching this podcast, let Mike go places. Because when you don't, you die. That literally happened to the last door guy that told me no. So I don't want you guys dying. You're an important part of the community. We need you. So stop telling me no. Anyway, so...
It was pretty funny because I did see that. Someone posted that, and they're like, RP, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, isn't that fucking black dude that was like, get the fuck out of here to you? And then it totally was.
Yeah. Well, it was really cool, though, because we ran into Lucas McCrary and Casey Sharima.
Yeah, that was cool.
They're up there. We were standing out front, and Dave Attell is the nicest human being on the planet. He's nicer than he ever even has to be.
You ever met Channing Tatum?
He's sitting there drinking his... No, I haven't. He's sitting there drinking, but he has a small penis from what I've heard, so I love him. But Dave's drinking his coffee, and he's sitting there talking to Casey, and we're like kind of chatting, and then he was smoking a cigarette, and he offered me one. And I thought that was so nice for him to offer me a cigarette that I was like, yes. And then I lit the cigarette, and I don't smoke cigarettes. So I went, and he goes, give me that. And took the cigarette back. So that was cool. But so we do that, and then we go to that bar next door.
Yeah, across the street.
And we started playing pool with those guys.
Yeah.
And do you remember the dude was trying to show off how strong he was?
And he kept hitting the ball off the table?
Like 6 times during the game, he hit the ball off the table. It was wild. Like, I was not playing good at all, and I still, like, beat him.
You smoked him. Well, the thing that was weird is that he,
balls.
like, the energy that he presented himself as is, it was like, I thought we were about to play some, like, pool shark or something. And so, like, when the first game, when he sucked ass, I thought it was going to be like a, like some scheme where, you suck ass, and like, okay, now let's play for money now that you know that I suck ass. And then he just runs the table. And then you guys played again, and it was just, like, the worst thing I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah. But it was very fun to beat someone from New York at pool in New York, because he talked very New York.
Also, I don't like that bar because the bartender that was there, I was like, oh, because there was only the one pool table, and they were playing on it, and I was like, oh, cool, you guys have more in the back? And he goes, oh, yeah, lots. And we walked, there was just a dead end. There was no other part of even the bar.
Yeah.
What the fucking hell?
I really like that.
I didn't like that at all.
I liked that he was rude to you.
I didn't want to spend more money there.
Because you, by that trip, were like, I'm fucking perfect for New York. I'm rude as shit.
Those are my people, bro.
100%. If you have some fucking dumb kid coming to your bar like, hey, you guys have more pool tables? You're like, yeah, they're in the back of our tiny fucking downstairs cellar bar.
See, when you put it that way, now it is kind of funny.
It's really funny because he was just being an asshole.
And I walked all the way to the back, which was 10 feet away.
It's such a small basement bar. And there's like a bathroom that wasn't even wide enough for me to fit in it. And you're like, hey, do you guys have more pool tables? And he goes, yeah, tons in the back. And then you walk back to this little 4x4 back room like, where are they?
I was pissed, bro. I literally was trying to find like a door. I thought it was like on a patio or something. I was like, I've never been there, dude.
Oh, dude. That shit was awesome. So we end up there, and then Scott comes and joins us.
Yes.
The bars there don't close until 4 a.m.
Which is wild.
It's great.
It's great.
We leave at 4 a.m. to go back to Scott's house. And you said, I want to see the 9/11 memorial.
Like 4:30 a.m.
So at 4:30 a.m. we go and park, and then you dip under the security line to go look at the 9/11 memorial. So we're doing things at the 9/11 memorial, and then we leave the 9/11 memorial after you've gotten your fill or whatever, and then we go, and you're like, hey, I want to see Times Square. And me and Scott are like, fuck it, all right. So at 5 a.m., we go to Times Square.
Which was awesome.
And we walked around, and it looked like daytime because of how bright all the advertisements were.
The worst place to be home. There was people trying to sleep there.
Yeah.
I was like, dude, what the fuck? It's like 2 p.m. here right now.
Yeah, that was a terrible place to be homeless.
Yeah. Well, like
6 blocks, dude. Walk 6 blocks and go to the dark part. Why do you want to sleep on the part with all the super bright Coca-Cola advertisements?
Well, there's people there 24/7.
Yeah. So maybe money.
Might be money. But then why sleep there?
Yeah.
Nobody's just walking by stuffing a 20 in your pocket.
When you're asleep.
Yeah.
You might be taking a 20 out of your pocket.
We should have.
Yeah.
Homeless people, they make a lot of money, dude.
Sometimes. But so you look around at everything. Of course, nothing's open because it's fucking 5 a.m.
Also, they had the same hot dog stand like every 5 feet, and
Yeah.
none of them were like they were all like the steam was coming off like they were on, and there's just nobody running any of them.
Yeah.
I don't know what the fuck that was about.
There were like literally like 100 Sabrett's hot dog carts.
Was that the name of it?
Yeah.
What was it?
SABRETT''S.
Yeah.
And they're everywhere, and they're all closed.
And no one's running them, but they're on.
Yeah.
Like someone turned it on.
So we leave, and we're going to try and find a McDonald's for you to stop at. And while we're driving, looking for this McDonald's, we make it all the way back to Bushwick, and then you see an In-N-Out.
What?
Oh, not In-N-Out.
A White Castle.
Sorry.
An
They're both
In-N-Out.
dog shit. But so you see White Castle, and you lose your mind like we're in Harold and Kumar Go to White Castle. You freak the fuck out, and you're like, we have to go, we have to go. We pull up to the fucking window. You're looking at all the shit about what you want to order. No one is talking through the box. So then you pull up to behind the guy who's in the line. You're like, fuck yeah, let's go. He gets food. So then you pull up next to him, and you're like, hey, man, did you order? And he goes, I'm with DoorDash. And you go, yeah, but are they still taking orders? And he goes, I'm with DoorDash. And you're like, yeah, but like, did they just put in the DoorDash order? And he goes, man, I'm with DoorDash. And then Scott goes, Galyn, he's with DoorDash. And you're like, yeah, I know. So you reverse behind him, order your food. We get back to Scott's apartment, and you take one bite, and you go, this shit's ass.
It was terrible, bro. It wasn't even warm. It was like a thin patty with a fake piece of cheese on some soggy ass bun, and I'm pissed still.
Yeah.
I spent money on that,
White
dude.
Castle is bad.
Well, then why the fuck does everybody talk about it? Why is it such a like an attraction? If it's nobody says it's ass, nobody tells you it's terrible, and then you get there and it fucking sucks dick, and then everyone's like, yeah, it fucking sucks dick. How come nobody starts with that?
Well,
We got to start
look at where it's popular.
A movement. I don't know where it's popular.
The Midwest.
It was in New York.
and the Northeast, right? Do you know what else is there?
What?
Too many people.
What is that? Yeah, a lot of people that probably, the
you know-
average of their taste buds got to be good, right?
What? Why would you believe that? Why would you ever believe that?
Because the
Why would
average,
you say the average person's taste buds are good?
No, the average of all the people combined.
No, that's not. That's what an average is. So if the average of all the people combined, if you're saying the mean taste of a demographic is good, that's
Better than some.
Okay, sure, but
There's like 8 million people there. So 4 million people probably have good taste buds. 4 million people, not including the homeless people, probably don't.
yeah.
Bam! All of a sudden, they
Who
got
do you think's
sevens.
eating at White Castle? It's probably that second 4 million.
Yeah, but that's what I'm
that's
saying.
who's talking about. Like, no. Also, anybody that tells you that they genuinely love a fast food restaurant as a great place, they're bad at food.
Del
You
Taco,
get that, right?
Del Taco doesn't count.
You're bad at food.
No.
You are bad at food.
No. Dude, I will die on the Del Taco Hill. You've
know
never
you
even
will.
had it.
Yes, I have. It's not that good.
Dude,
it's
you
fine.
You went to a bad one, dog.
It's fine. It's just a fucking drive-through. But
No.
that's the thing.
Eat in.
A drive-through. I don't give a shit. If a restaurant has a drive-through option at it, that is not a restaurant that qualifies to be a favorite restaurant.
Some Panda Expresses have drive-throughs. You're
Correct.
telling me
And if
that's not
Panda
great?
Express is your favorite restaurant, you're bad at food.
No, it's not. It's not my favorite restaurant, but yeah, I enjoy it.
That's fine. You can enjoy it. That's not what I'm
That doesn't
saying.
mean my
I'm
taste buds are
saying
trash.
if you're like, White Castle's my favorite.
Nobody's ever said
I fucking
that.
love White Castle. You are bad at food. So you listening to them doesn't mean that White Castle should be better. It means you should listen to better people. People that are like, White Castle's fucking awesome. They're retarded. It's like the same people that are like, the best burger in the world is In-N-Out. Kill yourself.
Okay, it's not.
Eat
That's
at a
not the
real
best.
place.
It's better than Whataburger.
No.
Yeah, you're smoking.
It isn't.
You're smoking crack.
If you're going 1-to-1 on the burger, sure. But I can order 200 different items at Whataburger
And they all
at
equally
any
suck
hour
ass.
of the day. They don't close.
they all equally
and
suck
there's no
ass.
Jesus involved. I don't have stupid fucking cross guy on my fucking cup. I don't have to read your
There's no
terrible
cross guy.
book.
They have palm trees on the fucking cups.
What's written on it? Why is there Jesus written on everything?
It's
Why,
underneath.
Galyn?
You don't have to see it.
But they put it there.
What about Chick-fil-A? They're religious.
Yeah, I don't go there very often either.
What? Why?
Because it's a drive-through.
Yeah, it's quick and easy and it tastes good.
All right, man.
You have time to just sit in at every fucking restaurant. You the Time Lord?
If what are you, the Time Lord?
Who has that kind of time?
Dude, if I had unlimited time and budget, I would only eat at nice restaurants.
But you don't, which is why we go to these places. They're not my favorite, but they're fucking dank still.
All right.
You're telling me you're telling me that half chow mein, half white rice with beef and broccoli and orange chicken with 2 sides of egg rolls and sweet and sour sauce and a medium Powerade isn't gonna fucking tickle your fucking belly right now, bro?
That's fine. And if I smoke enough CBD, that's going to be fantastic, you know? But what I'm saying is if we, instead of that, went to...
Name a high-end Chinese restaurant out here in Austin, Texas.
Old Thousand, you'll get the brisket fried rice. Amazing. How about that? Or we
that
could
does
go
sound
to, I think it's called Shanghai, but they have a steam dumpling.
I saw a
that
guy
is
get beat up there one time.
out of this fucking world.
A steamed what?
Dumpling.
Oh.
It's a dumpling that has hot soup in it, and so you have to poke a hole in it, and then steam comes out, and then you eat it, and then you have hot soup in your mouth.
I judge high-end Chinese restaurants only if they have, like, on their mushu pork.
Okay. What
Yeah.
about Mugu Gai Pan?
You just made that up?
No, it's just my favorite thing to say.
Oh,
It's like a lot of Chinese restaurants. But no, there's some really good Chinese. There's another one that we went to that has like a big lazy Susan in the middle of the table. I have to ask Anthony, but there's a group
What's
of us that went.
is that the spinny circle thing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then you put all the plates in the middle, and you can spin food to you.
Well, yeah, here's the thing. When I was a kid, we would go to the Ruby Palace in Huntington Beach, California, off Beach Boulevard in Talbert, and we would always go there like once every 2 weeks, and I would always want to get one of those tables with the spinny thing, but it was just like me and my mom.
Yeah.
It's like they wouldn't sit us there.
Fuck them.
We would also order like 2 things and just share it.
So you could spin them.
I would spin the table before we left. I would like walk over,
Yeah, good.
like a giant. It was like Shaq's DJ table. It's
Yeah.
like it's just
It's the best. Well, I will say you redeemed yourself food wise, because on the way out we went to your buddy's restaurant, Handcraft Burgers.
handcraft burgers and brews.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it is to this day the #1 best smash burger I've ever had. it beat Bad Larry, which is unbelievable that happened, because Bad Larry, I thought I was going to go to the grave as my number one.
Do you put smash burgers and regular burgers in a separate category?
I do.
So you've had a regular burger better than that smash burger?
No, smash burgers are my favorite burger.
Oh, okay.
But I'm saying, like, I wouldn't think it would be fair to compare, like, somebody that was doing, like, a thick patty with, like, you know, fancy toppings on, like, a gourmet burger. Like, comparing, like, this isn't a good example because their quality has declined severely, but what Hop Dottie was 5 years ago,
Yeah.
compare that to a smash burger, that's not fair, but there is something very good. They used to have their primetime burger was fantastic because it was a really, really nice Wagyu beef patty, and then they put melted brie and then a garlic aioli on it, a truffle garlic aioli that was fantastic. And that's a very good burger. And onion straws. However, that is never going to be as good as those fucking crispy edges with that fucking melty ass cheese.
Well, that's the inside that restaurant is where I fell in love with New York. I'm like, I gotta fucking move here because when I went to the counter, what was it, Handcraft Burgers and Brews? I went to the counter to get more ketchup for my tater tots, and I asked the lady behind the counter, I was like, hey, can I get some more ketchup? And she was like, it's in your bag, without like even looking at me. And I was like, oh, I know, but can I get some more? And she no look reached her hand into some bin and just no look threw them at my chest, bounced off my chest, landed on the ground, and I just stood there without picking them up, just like, dude, these are my fucking people, bro. And
Anywhere
the burgers
else
were dank.
you'd be like, fuck you, don't throw ketchup at me. And you're like, I gotta move here.
Dude. She didn't even look at me. And I was like, the level of respect that I have for that woman, I wanted to just like get her Venmo right there and just send her, $5 or something.
Your brain is so weird. That's so funny.
What?
But
As a tip, 'cause I don't want to put it in the tip jar. They all have to split it. I'm tipping her for her service.
no,
But do you remember the names of the burgers? I don't, but I got the one where it was pulled pork and it was pulled pork on top of the burger with like crispy onions and pickles, and it was like sex.
Yeah. I got the OG, and you got something that had a cool name.
Something porker.
Yeah. But, dude, they have a Thanksgiving burger right now. If you are in New York, you need to. It's on 40th in Manhattan. Handcraft Burgers. Go on my food porn highlights on Instagram if you want to see the pictures. It's fucking beautiful.
Yeah. Shout out Will Lesberg.
For real. So we leave New York, and we drive to Harrisburg. And the venue, the Harrisburg Comedy Zone, is part of a bar and grill
hotel super center.
Yeah, it's like a fucking A&W, fucking Long John Silver's Kentucky Hut all in one.
It's more like a Virgin casino.
Yeah, it was wild. So, we check into our rooms. What did the lady say? God damn, she was so funny when we were checking in.
Oh yeah, she was like, "I hope you guys are funny." Unlike that Amish guy,
yeah,
or some shit like that.
She was shitting on the Amish dude that was just there.
And I was like, I don't know who that is. We're not from here, And then we go inside the venue and like check it out, and there's like a mural of that guy like inside the thing. She was like, I fucking hate that guy.
Yeah,
and I was like, you mean the guy on the wall? Yeah. It must suck to be that guy. Like, what the fuck?
So did we just have one show or did we have two? I don't remember.
It ended up being
two, right?
It was two. One on Friday, one on Saturday.
That's right, because it was going to be 2-2, and then it was just 1-1.
Yeah.
So the first show went fine. But then afterwards, we were like, where do we go out?
Oh, so there's also pool tables at this venue, and so we were like, oh man, because it's kind of like I didn't want to, because whenever I do shows on the road, whenever afterwards I'll go out drinking with like people to the shows, like whoever wants to just go out drinking, and so at this place it's all built into one, so I couldn't be like, where's the spot in town at this venue that we have to also be here again tomorrow, and they're paying us to, our job is to sell drinks really. They don't give a shit, and so I was like, oh man, and so we went and played pool. If anybody wanted to join us, that's fine. And we were still drinking. And then the dude who was hosting for us came over. And so then that's when I was like, all right, cool. This guy doesn't give a shit. So I was like, hey man, like, where's the spot in town? Like, we were to, any strip clubs, anywhere that we could just go hang out and just have some drinks. And he was like, oh man, well, there's this one bar downtown. It's like 2 miles away if you guys are trying to fuck an underage girl.
Yeah. And we're like, what?
Dude,
and he was like, yeah, just like, make sure you card them. because a lot of them are underage. And you're like, what, like 18? And he's like, no.
Yeah, I was
And
like,
we're like, what the fuck?
I'll never forget looking at like him being like, if you want to fuck an underage girl, and I just like turned and looked at you because I thought he was like bullshitting.
Yeah.
And then he was just like absolutely serious, and it just like what was the fucking name of that bar?
I don't
Or
remember.
the club? Fuck. Oh man. Because then we ended up going downtown. We're like, all right, well, let's find a place to drink. And then this super fucking gorgeous black lady walks by us, and
You were like, hey, where should we go party?
something. No. She asked us for like a. We there was a reason we were talking to her. Like she asked for like a cigarette or something. Or I asked her for a cigarette, and right or something. It doesn't matter. We started talking to her, and then she was like, I was like, so where are you going? And she was like, oh, I'm going to. Fuck, I wish I remember the goddamn name of that place.
It was called like Molly's or some shit
No.
like that.
No. That's gonna bother me.
Well, you keep telling the story and I'll Google it because I can
Yeah,
find it.
it's across the street from the Jimmy John's.
No,
in
I
Harrisburg.
remember Harrisburg is thankfully very small.
Yeah, you just zoom in on a map.
That's what I'm doing.
But yeah, she's like, oh, I'm going over to this place. And of course, it was the same fucking place, which is hilarious because this is a clearly above age, gorgeous woman. And we're like, why couldn't that guy just say it's where it's the only thing in town that's popping?
Yeah, that was the part about it is he said like, hey, if you want to go there to fuck underage chicks. And we're like, what the fuck? And then everybody downtown was like, hey, do you want to go to the only cool bar? And it was that one.
Yeah, dude. Like, why you way to sell it, bro. Way to out yourself.
Oh, man. I'm looking at where it was.
I know we talked about it on the roadcast to Philly, so I know.
What is that place?
I know it's on there.
I know, and I'm on the street because that street was, what was it, 3rd or 2nd where all the party was?
I don't know. I don't remember. We were there for.
There's a place called Shady McGrady's. That's very funny. Fuck, because we were down there on the water.
Yeah. All I remember is we were fucking tanked.
Well, you were tanked. I was drinking non-alcoholic beer.
Oh yeah, I was fucking tanked.
That's so funny. Oh yeah, right across from Sawyer's.
Sawyer's, yes. Yeah, because the whole time I was thinking about Huckleberry Finn. It's just the wrong story.
Yeah.
Yeah. Same racist author though.
Yeah. But so first night we party, it's fine, and then at the end of the night,
I pulled my classic move though.
Dude, I forgot. That was the funniest fucking thing. You
Had you ever been with me when I've done that before?
No.
Oh, that's awesome.
We're sitting there at this bar, and there's probably 250, 300 people there.
Yeah.
There's a DJ in the middle, and there's music everywhere, and there's 2 levels. There's an upstairs and a downstairs, and we're downstairs on the edge of the dance floor, and you go on Snapchat, and you say, wanna fuck? Text me, and then type your number, crop it, take the screenshot, and then you open that in AirDrop and AirDrop that to every single person that has their phone on. So now we're standing on the edge of the dance floor just watching mostly dudes go and dudes laugh, and then girls get it, show each other and laugh. You're trying to find hot girls that open it. You're like just so happy and hopeful.
I still have that picture of that guy that opened it right next to us, and we are like, man, that's fucking, we got that too. That's crazy, huh?
That was the best. You kept doing that. Like, that's so weird. Someone would do that. And then one guy is doing it, and you go and take a picture of him opening it, and then you're like, it's me. And then he ends up coming to the show.
He ended up coming to the show, yeah.
But so we're leaving there, and it's 1:15, and it's starting to die down. And bars close at 2. And so we're like, hey, where's the after party? Where are the cool after hour spots? And we keep asking groups there, and they're all like, we're going home. Like, what?
They were like, yeah, this is the after party.
And then there's one cool group of black guys that were like, oh, there's this other bar. Come down there. That's the after party spot. And we're like, all right, bet. So we go to leave. And then as we're walking down the street towards that bar, you ask a cop. There's a cop in like full riot gear, bulletproof vest. Like, he looks like an army guy.
If anyone's going to know where the after hours shit is, it's going to be that guy.
Sure. Fair logic. However, you said, hey, man, where's the after hours spot? And he said, that's not a good idea. Don't go off this main road. You will get stabbed.
Don't walk down any alleys. There was a mass stabbing on that alley right there 2 nights ago. We were like, that one right there?
Yeah. So he's pointing at and like telling us like, stay on this road. You will get stabbed if you go off of this road. Did you park in an alley? If you parked in an alley, tell me. I'll walk you to your car.
Yeah.
Like we're small, sweet little women or something. I'm like, dog, I'm taller than you. What do you mean you're gonna walk me to my car?
He had multiple guns on him.
Sure, but so we walk down to where the other after hours thing is, and we look inside, and there's like 6 people, and they're like $20 cover.
Well, before that, it was like these like huge like thug black dudes outside. Like it was super fucking dope, right? Because it was like a cute small town, and so everybody there was like just like white or fat, and then we would get there, and there's just these like thugged out 50 Cent wannabe guys, and then the dude like pats you down like the full blown pat down, and then after he pats you down completely. And then he's like, all right, it's $20 to get in. We could like, the windows aren't blacked out. Like you could just see into the place. And there's just like 6 people just standing there. We're like, yeah, I think we're good.
Yeah, bud, I'm out. So then the next night, so we go back to the hotel, pass out. The next day, I don't even remember what we did during the day.
We went to Philadelphia.
Oh, that's right. Oh, dude.
Yeah,
that was
and we almost died.
Well, worth it.
It was a pretty good cheesesteak, but it wasn't worth almost losing my life over. We got out of the car and ended up in San Andreas, dude.
I forgot. So we are driving into Pennsylvania. I hit up a bunch of food people and was like, hey, where should we go to get the best Philly cheesesteak? And 2 different people said, fuck Pat's, fuck Geno's, fuck all the downtown stuff. Go to this one in Germantown. So I threw it in the GPS for you, and then I was on the phone with Darian while we're pulling up, and we're talking about stuff.
And I was mad because I was listening to some gangster music, and then I had to turn it down.
But so we pull up, and I'm on the phone, and then I look over, and there's just a dude pointing a gun at another dude. And you're like, bro.
You were like still on the phone too, so like I was watching the guy walk up to us, and the whole time I was like, I got a bad feeling about this. But you're on the phone, so I didn't say that out loud. But the whole time I was like, man, I don't want to seem like racist or anything, but like I'm kind of scared right now. And then the guy just like pulled out a gun, and I was like, I fucking knew it. I fucking knew it.
The best part though is that I was like, all right, Darian, I gotta go. There's a guy with a gun. And I hang up. And then we just get out of the car and lock it and walk into the cheesesteak place. Bro, in front of the cheesesteak place, there are 2 picnic tables set up, like the foldable picnic tables, with just a bunch of like mouthwash and toothpaste.
Laundry detergent
Yeah.
and fake Eagles jerseys.
Just like they're selling like a bullshit CVS in front of the fucking cheesesteak place.
That also was stolen from actual CVS.
Dude, so that's fucking amazing.
Yeah, in the moment, I was scared shitless.
Sure, but then we get inside and we get in line to order our cheesesteaks, and we are the only white people in there.
We were the only white people on the whole block.
We were the only white people that had been there probably ever. It looked like it was crazy. But
Well, the sign, did you remember the sign on the window? When you walk in, it said, absolutely, like, we'll, like, get out of our establishment if you're wearing a backwards hat, and absolutely under no circumstances can you wear a plain white T-shirt.
yeah, that's right. That was very funny.
I was like, what, a plain white T-shirt? Are they afraid of the Hey There Delilah guy? Like, what gang is that, dude?
Them franchise boys. They slang in them white tees. They bang in them white tees. But so we get in line to order the food, and there's a guy that's like 2 in front of us, and he asks the dude behind the counter, he goes, hey man, what kind of hot sauce y'all got? And the dude behind the counter is just like, I don't know, man. We got hot. It's in a big thing that says hot sauce.
I thought it was a chick.
No. The guy that he asked is the one doing the toppings, and he shrugs and just holds up the bottle that's just been prepped that's full of hot sauce. And then the lady running the register goes, man, it's fucking hot sauce. What do you fucking care? I'm going to tell you what kind it is. You can be like, oh, I like that hot sauce. Bitch, you want hot sauce or no hot sauce? Don't waste my fucking time. We got a big fucking line in here. You asking these stupid fucking questions. What do you mean? You know what kind of hot sauce it is? You a hot sauce expert? No, bitch, you want hot sauce? No hot sauce. And he's like, I'll do hot sauce.
And the whole time that was going down, I was reading a pamphlet that was just sitting there about how the slavery was part of the Illuminati and shit like that.
Yeah, they have crazy Black Israelite pamphlets. So we order our food, and like,
isn't it great how like most places will have like what's that God highlights, Remember Highlights magazine? And then this place just had like slavery was a conspiracy, and like everybody there was like black as fuck. And I was like,
dude.
What is this, dude?
So that shit's wild. So we get our food finally. We pay. We get our sandwiches. They're like $20 a piece, but fuck it, they're huge and amazing.
Yeah.
We sit down in this booth, and I open my sandwich, and it has a shit ton of onions. And I ordered specifically no onions because I hate onions.
I don't even know when the guy had the opportunity to put the onions in there because they were like making it right in front of us. I didn't even see it happen.
Correct. That's why I felt bad too because I felt like I watched it most of it. And I was like, I didn't see him put onions, but I'm looking at onions right now. Like I didn't want onions, and I'm having the biggest internal dilemma because I don't want to be the only person complaining and be the white guy.
And all while this is happening, I'm streaming the Texas Longhorns Alabama fucking whatever the hell they are game where Texas almost knocked them off and Ewers got hurt in the first quarter. And so we're watching like the end of that game. So I was like, dude, I don't care. Just go get the sandwich.
So then I was like, fuck, all right, I can't eat this with onions. So I walked back.
Why
up.
is that though?
I just hate onions.
Like, have you tried it? Like,
yes, I've tried them and I don't like them.
All right.
It's just,
thought there was a story.
It's a texture thing. I've tried on multiple occasions to try to like them, and if I can taste and tell that there are onions on something, it makes me gag. Just bleh, gross. So I go back up and I try to be very sweet, and I'm like, ma'am, I'm so sorry, but I ordered with no onions, and this has a bunch of onions on it. And I'm waiting because the only thing I've seen her say was, fuck you want hot sauce or no hot sauce, bitch? Like, so I'm terrified
cussing out a customer.
that I'm going to get destroyed by this woman. Like, you little 5-year-old bitch, you can't eat onions? Like, she's like, oh no, please. I'm so scared. I'm like, I'm so sorry.
The counter was also elevated, so she was like the Wizard of Oz just standing over us and shit.
Yeah, and she goes, oh baby, I'm so sorry. We'll remake that. So sweet about it. And I was like, oh. I could not have felt more calm. But then so sends it back down the line. There is now still a new line of people. And again, there's like 10 new black guys in line. One of them looks just like a aged up version of Mushmouth from Fat Albert.
I never watched that show.
Oh man, there's a character in the show that
Is that the guy that played the Pooper Scooper?
No, maybe, I don't know. But so he's an older black guy. He's wearing a stocking cap. He's got like very blue collar posture and looks pretty tired, like he's been working all day. And then there's the glass counter that separates the glass window that separates you from the food. And he keeps leaning on it and like fogging up the glass and staring at it. And the lady goes, man, get your fucking face off my counter. And he goes, I'm sorry. And he puts his hand back on it. She goes, you fucking hand too. So he puts his hand back off the counter, and then he takes another step, and then he puts his hand back on the counter. And now the guy that's built like Michael Clark Duncan, who's been running the grill the whole time and has been silent,
He did.
his
He
deep
did look
fucking
like that.
voice just goes, stop touching the fucking counter. You touch the counter again, I'm going to kick you out. And then the guy that shrugged at the hot sauce goes, man, $25, he touches the counter again. And the big guy goes, fuck it, make it 50. So then everybody's kind of looking at counter to this guy to see if he's going to touch it. And then the big guy goes, hey, boss, what do you want on your sandwich? And I was like, just salt and pepper is great. And then the old guy starts yelling, starts saying the stuff that he wants on his sandwich. And he goes, hey, old head, I ain't talking to you. I talk to you, I'm going to say counter, bitch. And I'm like, what is going on? They're so mean to each other.
Well, dude,
And then he handed me my fixed sandwich. She goes, I'm so sorry about the wait. Enjoy. So sweet.
Well, the best part was just standing there when we were in line and just listening to him just talk shit on every single customer. Every single customer just talk shit. So we know the second that we went and sat down, that guy was just flaming us, bro.
100%.
And I wish I could have just heard it because I could have just thrown it in my act. It was probably awesome.
I would love it so much. I would love that more than anything.
Yeah.
But so then I finally have my sandwich. You're in sandwich heaven watching football, eating that, having a great time. I'm eating sandwich. And then we both get a notification on Citizen that the place literally across the street that we can see is being robbed at gunpoint. Actively. 25 yards away, being robbed at gunpoint. We could see it through the window. So we've got cheesesteaks and a robbery.
It was a scary place. It was funny because I sent a Snapchat. You know how I'll just Snapchat like a shitload. Like I'm a spammer or whatever. And I spammed like where we were or whatever, and that I was scared. And a bunch of people immediately were like, "Dude, that's like low key kind of racist of you to just be like, oh, everybody here is black." And then I like took a video of the actual like of where we were, and people were like, "Never mind."
Yeah, never mind. That's terrifying.
Yeah, you could be. You have a right to be scared.
You're
I'm scared
going to die.
I'm scared for you. Actually, now that you've showed me.
But so then we leave after eating our cheesesteaks. We put on Meek Mill.
Well, the best part is when we get back into the car, we're like, man, like what is this town anyway? Because the place was getting robbed. I was like, man, this is fucking crazy. So we Google it. It's like that neighborhood is like a top 10 crime per capita in like America.
Yeah,
top 10. And we just went there for a sandwich. And those people there are just like living the life. Like they're in the shit, and we're just like, yeah, this is fucking.
Let's have a sandwich.
This is crazy.
Yeah. Whoa.
Yeah, we're like,
crime.
GTA. It's like that's their life, bro.
Yeah.
Like for real, their life. You know, if they weren't NPCs.
But so then we drive into Philly proper.
What?
Because Philadelphia proper, like the actual city of it.
Just a funny way you said it.
And you wanted to do all the touristy shit. You wanted to see Independence Hall and the Liberty Bell,
which luckily is all just a park your car in one spot and see it all,
which was great. So we go and we see Liberty Hall, Independence Hall, whatever it's called. It's nice, it's pretty, big buildings, hooray. We saw the inkwell that they dipped the pens, they signed the Declaration of Independence, and yeah, it was cool. And then you remember we're outside and there's that Philly cop on the corner.
Oh yeah.
And he goes, "Hey, what's your shirt?" And I was like, "It's a comedian." He goes, "Brian Holtzman, the comedian?" And we're like, "Yeah." And he goes, "He's fucking hilarious." And then you were like, "Well, where should we go?" And he's like, "Go down there to go see the Liberty Bell." And there was a dude playing the drums.
It wasn't even a drum though. He was
playing bucket drums like street performer. And the cop goes, "God, I fucking hate this guy."
And what I think
we're like, "Why?" And he goes, "He only knows one fucking song."
Well, why he said that is he was like, "Man, I fucking hate that guy." And I was like, "I don't know. I think it sounds pretty good." He's like, "He only has one fucking song. You're going to walk away. I have to be here for another 4 hours."
Dude, he was incredible. Then we walk down and we get in this big line to go see the Liberty Bell, and they make us put masks on. Which is very funny.
Not very freedom.
And then we get in the big thing. We look at all the stuff. Thank God. I'm so glad that you're not an actual history nerd and didn't make me stop at every single placard.
Isn't that
did
awesome?
The cool guy version, and you just sprinted to the back where the shit was.
Well, that's the thing about me. I was a history major for years and like all this stuff, so I know all this shit. And so like all that stuff, I was like, I know all this, I know all that, I know all this. We just went straight to the fucking bell, and I was like, I just want to see. I know all the history. I just want to see the fucking thing and then take a pic and leave.
Yeah. So we go, and there's like a huge line of people waiting to take their picture with the bell. And then the security people come up and go, "There's no line. There's no line. Get out of the line. Get out. Everybody take pictures wherever you want.
It's a free-for-all.
Just get up there, take your pictures, get out. We
can't
have a line."
It's a circle, guys. You can take. I don't care if you're in the background of other people's pictures. Fuck them. Just get around the bell.
So then we're going up there to take a picture, and then you are like, "Hey, some guy, will you take a picture of me and my buddy?" So then there's a picture of me and you in front of the Liberty Bell. However, this fucking asshole lined it up so that my fat body covers 100% of the fucking Liberty Bell.
And how much does it weigh, remember?
Bro, we were talking shit about it because I was like, I bet I could lift that bitch. It's not that fucking big. I bet it weighs like 500. It weighs like 6,000 pounds or some shit. Or like 13,000 pounds.
Well, here's the thing, because that's the one thing that I didn't know how much it weighed, but you were like, man, I think I could probably lift it. And I was like, I think you're smoking crack if you think you could lift that thing. And you were like, no, I could, like, what is it? Like, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, I don't know. It's probably going to be like, 300-400 pounds. We looked up, it's like 3 tons. We're like, how did they even move it without like a F-150?
Illuminati.
Yeah. Slavery was a choice.
Yeah. God. But so we leave, we drive back from Philadelphia. That was great.
That was awesome.
It was a very nice experience. We drive back and then we do the show. And
it is hilarious how I think on the planet, we're like the only two people that are like, well, we have 4 hours we could kill. Why don't we drive 2 hours to get a sandwich and then look at a fucking piece of metal and then drive 2 hours back?
Yeah, that was way better than what we would have done in Harrisburg.
Yeah.
So we drive back, and we get back for the show. We get ready for the show. Go do the show. Same host. He does fine. I go up. I had a pretty
Did
good
he?
set second night. No, not really. I had a pretty good set the second night. I remembered my first night I felt okay about it, but second night I felt good about it.
The second night was like way more filled out.
Yeah.
The second night was way more filled out.
And there was a section that the
Yes.
guy told us about that they paid extra money to sit in. I think they called it like the splash zone. But it was
The
literally like
firing squad.
Oh,
or
yeah, that's
it was
right.
something with fire.
because on the mural on the back wall over in that section, it's all fire.
Yeah.
So they go sit in the fire. The firing squad is right,
It's something like that. Yeah.
and so we were supposed to roast them, and they're like, they know this. They've been warned. They picked those.
They
seats
paid extra.
specifically and paid extra to sit there, roast the shit out of them. And then the host goes up, doesn't really roast them that much, and then I go up and I'm like, so you guys are in the hot seats, and you're ready to get roasted, and they're like, what?
yeah.
What do you mean? And I'm like, well, you guys paid extra so you could sit here so you could get roasted. And the guy was like, oh, okay. And there's just like one single dude. So then I go in on him and I'm like roasting him for a minute. And everyone's like, why are you being so mean to this guy? I'm like, what? No, he's in the roasty seats.
Which was awesome because you went up and kind of like bit the bullet of like seeing of like making the crowd understand that that's where they were sitting.
Yeah.
And I went up and I had a fucking, I think everything I said to those people landed.
Oh, 100%.
Destroyed.
But it was a once in a lifetime moment that happened during that show because you're up, you're 30 minutes into your set, and there's a couple that's sitting stage left, you're right, like 3 rows back.
She was in the
And-
front row.
No.
Are we talking about the cell phone lady?
Yeah.
That was the front row.
Was she really?
That was the front row. That's why I was pissed. Well, so here's the thing.
Yeah.
I was having for what it was, I was having a great set. Everything's landing, getting, a couple of applause, but like it was a great set for, compared to the first night, it was night and day,
Yeah.
right? And so I noticed this lady in the front row on her fucking phone, but I'm having such a great set that I'm like, I don't even have to acknowledge this.
Yeah, I don't have to ruin her day.
Put it. Well, or like even you take a risk because everything's landing. Like my set list is working, the roast zone is working, and so I'm like, I don't even have to take this risk. But I kept it in my back pocket because she was on her phone the whole time. I was like,
Yeah.
noticeably, she's in the fucking front row, but nobody else notices that because I'm having such a great ass set. But then,
Well, from the back of the room, you could tell because she also was talking a good amount.
I didn't notice that.
Because in the back of the room, the second night also a bunch of comics from the local scene came out to watch.
Yeah, which was really cool.
It was really cool.
Yeah.
And a couple of them are actually like real funny people.
Yeah, that was cool.
But so we're kind of back there watching you and laughing about it, and then her phone rings.
Bro, so and I don't even remember. I have to re-listen to the audio. This is the only moment that I wish that I had on tape. I have the audio, but it's, obviously not the fucking same. And I can't remember what the moment was. I just remember, like, I can't remember.
What happened is the ringtone was.
Well, I know, but when the phone went off, I can't remember at what point in my set I was at, or like if it was like at a laugh break, or if it was a setup or a punchline. I don't remember.
You were
when.
in the middle of telling another joke.
Okay.
You were in the middle of
was in
telling
the
another
setup?
joke, and then you had just finished another joke, and you had just started. You were
Okay.
like just getting into the premise of something.
Just started. All right.
Like
yeah.
literally like
So it was
a
quiet.
sentence in, and
Yeah.
it wasn't quite. It was like there was still laughter happening from the last joke.
Okay. All right,
and then
cool.
you were doing like a segue into the next joke.
Yeah.
And you were like talking, and then you were interrupted by her like very soft lullaby sounding ringtone.
Her ringtone it's a famous lullaby. I don't know the name of it, but it was a famous lullaby. And I was like, man, dude, what's with your fucking. I was like, first of all, I was like, turn your fucking phone off. And then I was like, dude, what's with your lullaby ass fucking ringtone?
Yeah.
And then, fuck.
So she.
Oh no, she doesn't say anything, and so I'm like, what's your fucking lullaby ass ringtone? And I say something, it gets a laugh, right? She doesn't even realize that I'm like, it's her and this old guy. Like, they were both,
Well, she answered the phone.
Did she really?
That was the thing. Yeah.
Yeah,
Because
all right.
that's what happened is she answers the phone, and then you're like, yo, what the fuck? You're answering your phone, lady?
Right.
Did someone fucking die?
Well, no, what happened? So she didn't even realize I was talking to her, and so yeah, I don't. If she either answered the phone, but something she didn't realize I was even talking to her, and then I was like, hey, and I finally got her attention, and I was like, dude, somebody better have fucking died.
Yeah.
And then she like breaks down in tears, and it was like, my mom just died, and so at this point I'm like, this bitch has got to be like fucking with me. Like, there's no, her mom didn't just die, right?
Yeah.
And so, what did I say? I said
she's literally, she answers the phone, and then you get her attention, but I swear, you're like, you said like somebody better fucking died, and then she starts bawling, crying. She goes, "My mom just died," and you go, "No, she fucking didn't. Your mom." You just get a call that someone just fucking died, and then she stands up and starts to walk out, and you go, "Oh, shit."
And then I said, which was,
and you go, "I didn't like kill her."
No. Before that though, I said,
We're doing a really good job of telling the story, by the way.
I know. Well, dude, I forgot. I was on stage hammered. Remember, I spilled a drink on stage. Like I was like, no, I didn't. I spilled
You should have
ice.
just let me tell my version. It's very funny.
No, but this is the real version.
Yeah.
So she gets up, and as they're about to walk out, and I say, "Isn't it? I think it's kind of funny."
No,
that,
you said that at the end. You said that after she already said the very funny thing.
No,
Because
really?
You fucking roasted her. And
I wish I remember what I said.
I didn't fucking kill her. I'm not God.
Oh, because some guy.
And then she in the back says, "You're not funny either." And it's so fucking funny. And then you go, "Isn't it crazy that she got this call with this lullaby ass ringtone to find out that her mom was asleep forever?" And it fucking destroyed because it was so perfect in the moment, because she had just pretty effectively rebutted you shitting on it, because
Nobody heard what she said. Nobody heard what she said because this guy yells out, "You did it!" And I was like, "I didn't do it. I'm not God." And so people are laughing, and she yells that out, but nobody I didn't hear it. Nobody heard it. And then I was like, "Isn't it kind of funny that people use lullabies to fall asleep?" But this lullaby let her know that her mom fell asleep forever.
Yeah,
yeah.
So
leveled the room.
Destroyed. Yeah,
yeah.
But so the best part of that is I was standing in the back.
So you heard?
I heard the lady yell that. I
still don't even know if that actually happened.
And then also, I'm like, fuck. Galyn just walked a customer in a way that is like top 3 of all time ways to walk a customer. Like, she was 100% of the wrong answering her phone, but also you got to have some empathy for the situation. And so
what? I'm supposed to just automatically assume that this person's mom actually just died?
Yeah,
like,
dog. People don't just lie when they say shit. But
okay, what was the phone call? What was the phone call? Your mom's
From the
dead.
hospital, yes.
Your mom's dead.
Yes.
That was
That's what the hospital. Yes.
They don't go, "Hey, is this Jacqueline Miranda? Like, can you confirm who you are, please?" Blah blah
Bro,
blah. It's not a 2-second conversation.
But let me tell you why it was.
All right.
So I am in the back, and my brain immediately goes, "This was my first time performing at a Comedy Zone. Galyn brought me to feature for him, and I came to do a really good job. I had a great set tonight, so the manager would be welcoming me back to perform there. Maybe I can go headline myself." So that I'm like, great, this has been a good opportunity for me. And then you just walked a lady by making fun of her dead mom and it murder. So I'm like, he probably got some credit for murdering. But also, that lady and her husband are about to leave the most scathing review in the history of Yelp because her mom just died and the comedian made fun of her for it. And that's pretty hard to have sympathy. So that's what's going through my head. I walk back to the manager and I'm like, "Hey, man, do you think that they're okay?" Just asking about the people because they were so upset.
Sure.
And he said, "It's not a big deal. They've had tickets for weeks. Her mom is in hospice and is on her deathbed, and they've been trying to go out and have a date night, and they've had to keep canceling it because they thought her mom was going to pass away. And tonight they asked if they could just have their phone to let us know if anything happened so that they could leave if they needed to." So we said it's okay. So that was her getting a call that her mom did actually finally pass away the one night she decided she could go to a comedy show. So forever in her memory, she's going to have the month leading up to her mom dying, canceling these comedy shows to spend time with her. And then the one night that she does go to the comedy show, the second after she gets the call about her mom dying, this fucking 25-year-old dazed and confused pitcher ass looking motherfucker is making fun of her and says, "Isn't it crazy that your lullaby was letting you know your mom was asleep forever?" And that's what she hears. A room full of people explode with laughter as she's crying into the parking lot. Do you know how much it's going to take for her to even get into her phone to change that ringtone so it doesn't traumatize her every time her phone rings?
It was. I've never heard anything like that. I don't even know how to change.
Yeah, of course not.
I don't even know how to change my ringtone, but somehow this old ass lady changed it to that. I don't know. The whole thing, I'm proud of myself. It was a pretty funny thing to think of on the
This is
spot.
why that's good that fat chick hit you.
No. What am I supposed to say? I'm in the middle of a fucking, like we said, halfway through an hour set. What am I supposed to be like? Let's have a moment of silence for this dead bitch's fucking mom.
No.
For this bitch's dead fucking mom.
If you were a 10 out of 10 perfect comedian, I think the way you handle it is you have some empathy in the moment, you let her leave the room, and then you roast her mercilessly the second she's out of the room. Because all of those
She was
jokes
walking pretty slow.
would have still worked the second she was gone.
Yeah.
But you could have had like a funny, awkward silence and then been like, yo, what the fuck was that? And then gone in on her. But also, that's a 10 out of 10 perfect comedian, and you did great with what you were given.
Yeah. Well, I appreciate that. Well, it's all just a learning. Everything, every set we do, we learn something from it. So it's just like now, next time
Well,
somebody's
then let's
fucking
talk
mom
about it.
died.
What did you learn at Sidebar?
I didn't do a show at Sidebar.
No. But what did you learn from getting punched in the face by a fat girl at Sidebar?
I learned that I could take a punch so I could talk more shit.
Damn it.
That's what I learned. What's up? Come at me, ladies.
Worst lesson ever. So
That's my
backstory on
takeaway.
this. We are at Sidebar playing pool. We are at an open mic at the Creek. We leave at the end of the night. It's like 1:30.
It's 1:30.
We go over to Sidebar. Galyn orders a drink, and I rack a set, and we play a game of pool. And we're pretty good at pool, so we finish pretty quickly.
Yeah.
And right as we're finishing, Xavier and Jose showed up. So we're like, oh, cool. We'll play a game of doubles.
Yeah.
To end the night. So I'm racking it up and getting it ready and talking to Xavier.
Also,
and
as like a precursor to the rest of this story, we were on fire that fucking game.
yeah, the last game we
were on fire.
really
bro.
played.
So I was stoked for this next game.
And we were about to play doubles, so we were going to smoke these fools.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like we're amped up for the game. We're talking shit. We're having fun. And we rack it up. And then this girl, she's like 5'4", with braids down each side, like double ponytails, purple hair, comes up and she goes, "We want to play y'all." And behind her, she's got two girls that are like probably 6'3", 280.
Yeah.
Biggins. It kind of looked like if Darian and Trey were there, but ladies, you know?
Yeah. Well,
So-
they were there.
So then those ladies behind him, and we're like, okay, you guys can play next. Our friends just got here. We're going to play them.
Yeah.
And then she says, no, we want to play you guys right now. $20. And we're like, no, we're good. We're going to play our friends. And then she gets up in your face and
One of the fat chicks goes, sounds like you're chicken. And I got pissed. And I was like, it sounds like you could cluck your way the fuck home.
yeah, which is very funny.
Yeah. They didn't think so.
They didn't think so. So as soon as you said that, then the short girl goes over to the bartender and says, hey, they've been hogging the table all night. So then he comes over.
This is also, we're fucking regulars at this bar. This guy follows me on Instagram.
And also, this is like such a bitch-made move. He comes over and he says, you guys have been hogging the table all night. You need to let them play. And you're like, hey, bro, check my tab. I just got here.
Yeah.
Like, we just got here. Our friends just got here. We want to play one game against them, and then they can have the table.
Also, us playing two other people that just walked up is the definition of sharing the table.
Correct.
We're allowing two new people to fucking play.
Bingo. And so he says, no, you need to let them play.
Yeah.
And I knew immediately that I was now going to be too mad at the situation. So I was like, I'm out. Galyn, you play with Xavier.
Sure.
So I stepped away, and someone else was there, and I was talking to them.
I also didn't want to play, and I had just met Xavier, but he was like, come on, man, you're like really good. Like, let's just take these chicks' money. And I was like, fucking yeah, fine, dude. Like, I guess.
So y'all start playing, and it becomes immediately apparent that neither of the fat girls are going to participate, and the purple-haired girl is going to cheat aggressively.
Yeah.
She will bump shots with her stick. She'll move the cue ball.
Bumps into us on our shots.
She's like just the fucking worst. At one point, she moves the cue ball, does something crazy, and everyone goes, yo, what? She goes, is that not allowed? And I said, oh, you mean the rules? Because I was just so fucking furious that this bitch like fucking made us stop playing just to make a mockery of fucking pool. And it's fine if you want to play dumb bar rules, but no one plays like that.
Yeah.
And she's not even hot enough to act that way. If she was a fucking 10, sure. but she's a 6 even next to these 2 fatties.
Yeah.
So it's like, where is this ego coming from? What bitch-made guy was playing against you and let you think this was okay? What shitty part of Waco are you from? Are you from Galyn, where you're actually a 10? Did you drive up here from McAllen with 2 of the border boulders? Like, where did you come from that this behavior is acceptable?
I think now looking back at the situation, I think that she just wanted to fuck one of us. I don't know who. It was obviously me, but I don't know who.
You fucking loser. But
she was talking to me.
Of course. But so when she kept doing that shit, I'm getting really like just angry.
All of us were. And that's the thing. I don't get mad. I'll get annoyed a little bit, but I was fuming.
So I'm so mad about this that she just keeps fucking with us. So then I was like, I'm going to go let this bartender that I see 3 or 4 times a week know how bad he just fucked up.
Yeah.
Because I'm going to make him watch for 30 seconds what she's doing, because she will do something egregious because she keeps doing it.
Within the 30 seconds.
So I walk over to him and I was like, hey, man, check Galyn's tab and look at what time we came in here. I'm going to pay for it. You can close it. But, dude, you just kicked us off the table so this girl could do this. She's literally fucking with us on our shots and moving her ball. And as I'm pointing to get him to watch over, you're getting punched in the face and then your hair's getting pulled out, and he shoves past me to go and save you. And I was like,
I needed saving.
Get the fuck out. So I missed this part. So then you tell what happened while I was over telling to the bartender.
So it ties directly into when you walked away, because there's a live photo of you being like, what the fuck?
Yeah, it's such a good live photo.
It's probably the best live photo of all time, actually.
Yeah.
Because
the person moves out of the way and you just see me go,
what the fuck? And you can hear it.
Yeah.
It's loud as shit. Because the bar, now it's like 1:50 in the morning. All the lights are on. They're like, final call already happened like 5 minutes ago. And people are leaving. All the lights are on. So like, whenever we get this video from the bar, the quality's got to be insane, because the light it's like it happened in a studio.
Yeah.
And so the reason you were saying what the fuck is, it was her shot. She hits the ball. Her ball accidentally goes in, but the cue ball goes in, right? So I'm like, all right, cool. You scratched. She's like, she grabs the ball and she's like, oh, it's still my turn. And we're like, no, you scratched. And she was like, but my ball went in. Like, what are you talking about? And so then she tries to tell us that because her ball went in, that it's still her turn. And then that's when you're like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
And then so that's when you're like, this is fucking bullshit. I'm going to get out of here. And you go over and talk to the bartender. While that's happening, I'm like, no, but it's my fucking turn. And so I take the ball and I put it behind the line. I sink a ball. I sink another ball. Now I'm 1 ball away. No, now it's just the 8 ball left. So I'm about to and it was an easy ass shot. Like, I was about to just close it out. We're about to just walk the fuck out of there. And she grabs the cue ball off the table. And now I'm just like, the lid just popped off. I was already pissed. Now I'm like, I saw the finish line, and then he just grabbed the ball off the table. So I was like, dude, are you fucking serious right now? And she like gets in my face like she did in the beginning. And she goes, you have something to say? And I was like, yeah. Why don't you take your fat bitch friends and get the fuck out of here?
Yeah.
And I didn't see, I was hammered. I was like 15 drinks deep. I didn't see the 2, Shaquille O'Neal fucking friends start getting behind her. And she's like, she was actually pretty taken aback. Like, my words were pretty powerful.
Yeah.
And she was, what else was powerful? What came next? And she was like, what did you say? And I was like, you heard me, you fucking fat bitch. And then the next thing I knew, I was on the floor.
Because this fat girl punched you in the face and then grabbed your hair and pulled it.
It was a sucker punch. Like, I don't even know which one of them hit me.
I know, but she took a chunk out of your hair. And
yeah.
The funny part is, so I was talking, me and Lucas McCrary just did Hyenas in Fort Worth. And we were talking about it. And he's like, it was so funny because I walked in with my girlfriend. And the first thing we see is this giant girl dragging Galyn across the ground by his hair.
And I just met his girlfriend too. And I was like, oh, it's so nice to meet you. Oh, cool. I'm sure I'll see you around.
And then
not even 20 minutes later.
So after the fight gets separated, those girls are talking shit like, we're going to get in trouble. They get kicked out of the bar.
Well, they were talking to you guys like, yeah, like, what are you going to, like, really? You want to fight us? Like what are
But
we doing?
also-
What are we doing here?
What? Yeah, that's crazy.
It's like, oh, we kicked your friend's ass. It's like he beats himself up by falling.
Yeah, but also you sucker punched the smallest guy in the group. Like, what? That's crazy.
They could have squared up with me and probably still kicked my ass, which is the
100%.
funniest. Yeah, which is the funniest part. Yeah,
Either of them. Either of the big uns.
yeah.
I have faith in you with the little one, but
I would have taken the little one.
but it was just such a funny fucking thing. So hopefully Sidebar does the right thing and sends that video.
I got the owner's email last night, so I'm literally just gonna be like, I'll give you $300 cash for this fucking video.
No, dude, don't offer money first. Tell him you want the video.
Well, I'm already at that point. I just need it before the fucking oh shit, it got lost. Blah, blah,
I
blah.
think it already got deleted.
I don't think so.
I think that they were worried about liability.
They think they think they keep it. Well, here's the thing: the guy follows me or whatever, so he knows that I'm not like looking for like a paycheck or nothing. It's literally just like it's like it happened in a studio. It doesn't matter what the fucking setting was. I just need that fucking video because you know how many fucking people would want to see that video?
Yeah, it's gonna be very
Everybody that's ever heard of me wants to see me get beat up by some fucking chick.
Yeah,
Or anybody.
Yeah.
It's just a bonus point that it's just some walrus.
yeah, dude, I love it so much. I'm so glad that happened.
What the fuck?
I mean, the fact
I felt like
when we were in New York, but so the bow on this whole thing is that when we were in New York, after we did Scott and Eric's show, which was super fucking fun, in their backyard, it was a great show. After the party,
follow That Kills Comedy on Instagram.
yeah, That Kills Comedy was sick as fuck. So we did their very first show in their yard. It's super fun. Everybody does great. Then afterwards, we're all sitting around. We have a very cool kickback and party. And then at the very end of the night, we record a podcast with them.
Like 2 a.m.
And then one of the things you talked about on the podcast, Scott brought up, was like, "You've never been beat up, huh?" You're like, "I don't like the way you said that." And you were bragging about how no one's ever beat you up.
Well, because he goes like this. He's like, well, yeah, it's just funny because, like, And I was like, what do you mean I know? Like, I'm sure I would have fucking felt it.
But that's not what he meant by What he meant
I know,
by
obviously.
Yeah.
I know.
So that's, But so that was why it was so funny, and that was a great clip. But then adding the Curb Your Enthusiasm music and then stitching it with the picture of your face with the bloody thing saying, "I just got beat up by a fat chick." Mwah. It's beautiful.
See, I wanted him to wait with that because I wanted the fucking actual video of me getting beat up with that music after that clip, which would have been way funnier.
You can post it again.
Yeah, of course. That's why I didn't share it.
Because you
I was
also
waiting.
have a clip on there that is now at what, like 740,000 views?
We didn't have to talk about that.
It's so funny.
We don't have to talk about that.
You guys should go check it out. Galyn got catfished by a man, and that man sucked his penis, and Galyn got very angry about it, and it's a very funny story. Galyn, where can people find you on Instagram?
Yeah, I'm sure you'll fucking throw it in the whatever. Everything on all social media is just my name. Spell it right. And then you could find me on the Barely Serious podcast, which is approaching the 4th year, almost 200 episodes. And you can find episodes with Mike. I think you've been on 5 times solo and then a couple roadcasts. So
fuck yeah. And anything you want to plug coming up? This will come out on Monday.
No, you can just find me on my social media. Everything's on there.
Fuck yeah. Awesome. Well, thanks for stopping by and getting highly social, Galyn. How did you feel about the strawberry shortcake?
This was fucking dank, dude. It didn't even taste like I was drinking alcohol. So
Beautiful. All right. Well, this has been Highly Social. I'm Mike Eaton. Have a great day.